Well, it's Thursday at 4 o'clock, which means it's time for the most motivational segment in all of sports. It's also a time where we take a little break in the show and read some viewer mail.
Yeah.
For the year 2023, we get a tremendous amount of viewer mail, and we are always willing to answer your questions and comments. We get them from all over the map.
Yeah.
Here's one random one.
Random one.
Perfect.
Who's this from?
I don't know. Oh, I recognize the handwriting. Dear Wilds, love the show. The twins, Ryan and Brian,
Again?
may occasionally be double the trouble. But in the end, they always find a way to support each other. Speaking of, is there any chance that Chris Broussard supports you by following you on new Twitter upstart rival, Threads? Huh.
Threads.
Thanks, Dawn. Yeah,
Dawn?
Threads.
No! All right? I just had to start following me on Twitter.
Fair.
Now you want me to follow me on Threads?
Well, she's just wondering.
Are you okay with that?
I'm fine.
All right.
I take it.
No way am I
How I
following
live.
Wilds on Threads. Twitter's bad enough. My gosh. All right. Let's get to the Bud list. At number 3, Stefon Diggs.
Oh, wow.
Stefon, you are a great receiver. Still one of the best in the league. I think Nick's iffy on that. I clearly have you as one of the best in the league. So why are you so uptight? Why? I mean, you got your money, 4 years, $96 million contract. You got a great quarterback in Josh Allen. You get your targets, second most in the league since you've been in Buffalo, and you're on a Super Bowl contender. But Stefon, I'm telling you, calling out your quarterback publicly, or maybe, we're not sure, but maybe beefing with him privately is not going to help you and the Buffalo Bills, all right? Your roster, your talent looks great, but the vibes, as Wilds would say, are way off, all right? And they could keep you from reaching your full potential as a team. And guess what? Sean McDermott can't get rid of the bad vibes. Josh Allen, try as he might, he loves you. He's my man. He can't get rid of the bad vibes. Only you can do it, Stefon. Get rid of those vibes, and you guys have a real chance to challenge for the Super Bowl. I believe in you.
Wow.
At number 2, Brandon Miller. Now, Brandon, I was watching Summer League before you were even born. Okay?
Really?
And yes, absolutely. Was he 20 years old, 19, whatever? There are guys I've seen in Summer League look tremendous and then get in the NBA and they can't play a lick. And guys I've seen in Summer League look bad and then get in the NBA and become all-stars. So I'm not writing you off. I'm not going to cast any final judgments on you yet. But, bruh, you look bad. I mean, you've got, in 2 Summer League games, more turnovers, 10, more fouls, 15, than made field goals, just 7. All right, and this is coming off a really bad NCAA tournament where you totaled 28 points on 19% shooting in 3 games. I'm pulling for you, all right? And you make matters worse, you loud talk, you trash talk Michael Jordan, and that already isn't aging well. So, Brandon, again, I'm not writing you off, but you need to start playing better. All right, you got to take this. I don't know if you're not taking it seriously or what. You got Victor Wembanyama tomorrow night. All right, so you got to come out there and start balling. Speaking of Big Vic, number 1 on the Bud list, Victor Wembanyama. All right, tomorrow night is the night everyone's been waiting for. All right, you make your Summer League debut. Some would say your American debut. I know you play here. This had to be Nick. No. Putting this on the button.
I literally don't know how to do that.
Putting that video on there. But anyway, Vic, all eyes in the NBA will be on you. Yeah. All right? The game is in Vegas. The game is nationally televised. All right? And the game is against the number 2 pick, Brandon Miller. I mean, that probably part isn't a big deal. But you need to go out there and do your thing. And heck, first impressions are important, Victor. And with the Spurs' love of load management, who knows? We might not see you again until the start of the regular season. So go out there and make an impression. I do believe in you. Nick thinks you might end up being Sean Bradley.
No, I didn't say
Wilds picked Chet Holmgren over you. I got your back. And we have a lot in common. Why I picked Big Vic? We got a lot in common. You're from France, and Broussard is a French name. Yes, America, my reach goes way beyond the United States. Worldwide, baby. So that's the Bud List.
That was a great job, Brew. I noticed you didn't say I believe in you to Brandon Miller. I thought that was a little harsh, but I understand. Don't worry about it. I am going to throw a curveball here.
Oh.
Because I was going to put, as of 35 minutes ago, Joel Embiid on the Bud list because he might lose Dame, or he might lose Harden. Looks like they're not even in for Dame. What's going to happen? But then we did that Belichick Andy Reid segment. Yeah. And we saw something that in the 3+ years that I have been working with Kevin Wildes, in the 8+ months that we have been in this studio, I've never seen, which is Kevin Wildes furious, broiling with anger. And as you know, Brew's an English major, and they would say doth protest too much. I'm from Kansas City. We say hit dogs gon' holler. And it sure felt like he felt like Bill Belichick was on the hot seat. Not just this season, but legacy hot seat, with Andy Reid breathing down his neck. So I am adding Bill Belichick to the Bud list. So people are like, oh no, Nick, it's impossible anyone ever pass him. Well, let's look at the numbers. Do we think Andy Reid could catch him in total wins? Maybe.
He could.
Will he catch him in playoff wins? I would say almost assuredly. Will he pass him in playoff appearances, conference championship games? Sure. Super Bowl appearances, unlikely, and Super Bowl wins, outside chance, probably would have to go 4 for 4 over the next 6 or 7 years. That's going to be tough. But it's going to be close enough, it'll be an argument. And then when you add to it that you can be like, oh, well, Andy had Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, but when he didn't, what was he? Damn near a Hall of Famer. 60 win percentage, 5 conference championship game appearances, a Super Bowl, made the playoffs 13 out of 19 years. And then there's Belichick. So I am putting Bill Belichick, and you don't even add to it that Kevin Wildes, who seems to be his biggest legacy defender, also might want him out after this year.
I demand excellence.
I was gonna say, and I like you adding Belichick. That was really good, particularly with Wildes being furious.
Yes.
In the second segment. But here's another thing. You Wildes, whether you'll admit it or not, everybody can see it. You have Belichick on the hot seat.
Yeah.
If he gets fired, and Andy Reid, let's say, never gets fired in the rest of his career, I think that's a safe bet.
Ooh.
How's that gonna look?
Oh.
If it comes down and they're close, one got fired.
Yeah.
One didn't.
What if we win the Super Bowl with Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins?
Oh, okay.
That's on the board too.
Sure.
I believe in you, New England Patriots. I am adding another manager of sorts, Dave Martinez. Dave Martinez, Nationals manager.
Oh.
What are you doing? What are you doing? So last night, you were playing the Reds, and the most electrifying man in sports, Ellie De La Cruz. And Ellie has this little knob device on his bat that he used in the minors. Now he doesn't use the device, which is kind of just like something you use in Little League, attracts your bat path, but he likes to keep the little plastic thing on there. Now, if you didn't like it, why don't you tell the manager before the game? Why don't you say, hey, I've been watching Ellie De La Cruz highlights on First Things First. Is that knob thing legal? Turns out it is. But instead, you went up there and tried to embarrass him. Well, in the 5th inning, when Ellie De La Cruz got up, he decided to hit a home run 455 feet. And then pointed to the knob of his bat to say, hey, it's because I'm the most electrifying man in sports, not because of this. After the game, you said, you know what? Great guy. Didn't like the antics, though. Take a listen. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Dave, you've been on the show a few times. This is when you got thrown out in the game. You're lying on the ground. The other time you were on the show, antics-wise, is when you went to the old laser printer and printed out a base running blunder and started yelling at the umpires. So, Dave,
wow,
just be like the rest of us and bask in Ellie De La Cruz's greatness. I believe in Ellie De La Cruz, and I do appreciate these antics. So let's just be a fan of the Reds, who are red hot.
That was
by the way.
very good, Wiles. That's a tough call, though, because I love Eli De La Cruz. And no, I like his antics after he hit the home run.
Yeah.
But I also don't mind Martinez playing a little mind games. That's what baseball is to a large degree.
You know what? Not
you
bad.
know, let me just get in his head. It didn't work because obviously he hit a home run. But let me get in his head and see, if I can mess.
So he had to take it off, and he did strike out.
They made him take
it off in the second inning.
Really?
Yeah, because they didn't. Then they
But then he could put it back on.
And they're like, yeah, it's just a piece of plastic. You can put it back on. And then he hit a home run.
Oh.
So maybe you're right.
Yeah,
See, that's what the Bud List is about: understanding and finding common ground. Not trying to diss Bill Belichick.
Really, I thought it was about making fun of you. That's what I thought.
Coming up next, a story that's 2 years old.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.